Welcome back to Grump's Barn, where today, no surprise, we're going to be getting back on with this bloody back axle. But it's not quite as bad as it would have been, because I have been a bit busy of late. I'll show you. But in case you're wondering about the glasses, it's because I'm going to be welding in a bit, hopefully. Right, here you go. This has all been cleaned up now and rust treated. That black colour is just the rust treatment. But yeah, not doing too badly. I've put a new seal in behind the pinion there. That's all sorted out. Oh, and I found that some bloody moron that's done this in the past, they hadn't put any thread lock on these, but they didn't need to, because they put so much silicone sealant in under here that it just filled the fucking holes, and these were just glued in with silicone sealant. I don't know. No helping some people, is there? So yeah, the arms are all cleaned up. They've all been rust treated and painted up with some cold gel. So they shall do for now. All they need is the bushings pressing back in and they're ready to go back on. Obviously once I've done the rest of this axle, I've still got the springs to do. I should probably run those through the blaster. Could take a bit of doing. We shall see. Give it a go. Still got to clean this up. Taken the disc off this end. I mean, the disc is completely knackered anyway. But the hub just needs a good clean. The bearings are in very good nick. And the seals are working fine on this end. I'm not sure if they're going to be on this end, because something was leaking out over here. I don't know what. It might have just been brake fluid that got all over the place when the hoses were cut. But, we shall see when I come to taking that off. That'll be the next job on that. But it's so nice to have this all cleaned up and ready. All it needs now is a coat of paint or two. And that'll be right as rain then. Right, what else? What else have I done? I know I've done something else, I just can't remember. Well, there we go. Right, I'm going to get on and clear a bit of this crap out the way here, because I want to start welding on this chassis again, just to get this finished off, because there isn't too much to do. I just need to bloody do it instead of talking about it. So right, let's get cleaned up and get on. Right, well, there's a couple of horrors for you to see. Just welded up a fucking great hole in there. As you can see, it hasn't been ground back completely yet. I've only chucked that paint over there because I'm not going to be back down here till tomorrow, and it'll be covered in fucking rust by then, so teeny bit of primer done out. Then under here, another mess. Needs a lot of cleaning up, tied in, but it's welded in. Once I've cleaned and tidied it, it will look a lot nicer. Right, well that's two holes welded up. Still got to do these back one here and over here. Got to plug those up. Got one underneath the other side spring hanger. And I've got one right underneath the bloody thing. I've got to turn it upside down to get to that one, or flip it on its side, one of the two. I've been putting these off, as you might have noticed. Fucking hell. I think I'll probably have this bloody axle done and welded up long before that. It's much easier to weld on something where it's out in the open and you can move it around easily and put it at a nice angle. Then even my shitty welds have a chance. Ah, dear. I think what I should do now is get these arms off here and press in the new bushes. And that'll be another job done. I've also got to start cleaning up that bloody hub over there. I should probably rebuild this one before I take that one off. Right, let's get on. There you go. New one in there. New one in there. Got the other two to do, but they can be done tomorrow. That's me done for today. Been down here a good few hours. So I shall see you in a split second, which will be tomorrow. Right, we're back again. I just thought I'd better mention something about this, which is now all sorted. You didn't know it wasn't. Now, when I put this on originally, I'll put it back on with the new seal, I found that it was very, very tight. And then I realised after, thankfully, Uncle Mike put out a video about the fact that there were two different seals for these, and they had different corresponding mud shields. And I found this one had the old type seal on there originally with the old type mud shield, and as I put a new type seal in there, because it was the one that's now available for the things, I found the mud shield was rubbing. And thankfully, when I did the Defender a while time back, if you see there's a brand new mud shield on there now. That was one I had left over from doing the Defender, because I only needed to replace one of the mud shields rather than both on that. And with the new mud shield on there, absolutely fine. Oh, and of course, I did have the usual problem. If you look at that, that is like a long playing fucking record, grooved to buggery. That was the original flange that came off there. Now, thankfully, the front and back flanges on these are identical, so I just took the one off the front axle, checked it all over for size and everything and condition, and it was a million times better, so that's now on there. Oh, another thing I have done that I hadn't mentioned was, yep, the A-frame ball joint. I cleaned up the you know, I'd chucked it through the blaster, but I've also given it a rust treatment just to make sure it lasts a little bit longer. All that needs now is a coat of paint, and then I can chuck the ball joint in it. But today I'm just going to be getting on with cleaning this hub up. So I'm going to clean that up and give it a spruce up with a bit of paint before I put the new disc on it and chuck it back on. Once I put it back on there, then I'll take the other end off and clean all that up and replace the disc and everything. Then I've got some welding to do, as you know. Those two new brackets have got to go on to this back axle before I can put the axle back together finally. It's nearly there. And the other thing I'm going to be doing today, because it's pissing down with rain, I can't be asked to turn the power or anything on today, Not in the mood for welding. I'm going to clean some of the crap off these. Get the worst of the shit off them, ready for seeing if I can bloody stick them in the blast cabinet and give them a clean up. And obviously the more I get off now, the easier that job will be. I think that'll be everything I need to clean up then. Then I can start putting it all back together completely. And once I've done the little bit of welding left on the back end of here, I can then paint that up to protect it for now and put the back axle on. Obviously once that's on, I can then start the bit that I'm really dreading, which is trying to build the front end for it. That is going to take some doing. I've never done anything like that in my life, but there you go. You got to learn somewhere, haven't you? Should be fun. There we go. One hub nicely cleaned up and covered in acid. Well, actually it was covered in acid a bit ago. Why isn't there a slight amount of blue in certain places because it's flashing off? Or whatever it fucking does. But that's all cleaned up and ready. That was bloody filthy. And whilst I've been doing that, I haven't been sitting on my arse for once. Get back down here. I just came away from here because I was getting attacked by the fucking midges coming in the bloody door. Now see, we have a cleaned up spring. In fact, I'm not going to try and chuck that through the blast cabinet. It will be wasting my bloody time, to be honest. I'm just going to soak that in acid and then paint it. And then watch as over 6 months all the paint peels off. You can see this one still only partially done. Got to get on with this one next. And then I should be giving these a good old clean up because they're bloody filthy. Although I just get the worst of the shit off with this, I probably will stick those through the blast cabinet. I did it last time and got a nice finish. So yeah, you just don't realise when you're doing something like this quite how many bits there are involved in all these things until you start to clean them all up. And the numbers just bloody multiply enormously. Oh, just so much to do. But it's fun. That's the important thing. Well, I think it's fun anyway. Right, I suppose I better stop yapping and get on with it. Alright, spring's all done for now. And it was really odd because I found, look, there's still patches of original paint on here. And they won't just scrape off. Yet this one, no original paint whatsoever left on there. These have had all the crap bashed off them. They're a lot better than they were, but they will be going through the cabinet to finish them off. There's some pretty ingrained crap in there. Yeah, but I'm not going to put those through there, no bloody way. Now, what else is there that I need? I think that's about it. I'm just going to give these a quick once over with the acid. And then I can chuck a bit of paint on them at some point, and that'll be them done as far as I'm concerned. We've nearly got everything together to put it all back. We go back into the dark recesses of the barn. Although this camera actually does a pretty good job of making it look like it's not so dark. But believe me, it's quite dark in here. Yeah, this lot, it's all coming together. Fuck me. How long has it taken me so far? Actually, no, don't answer that. Right. That's me for today, I think. Well, I might just actually quickly chuck the brushes into these upper arms. Might as well. Then that's another job out of the way. Or I go and get my dinner. Right, get that done. Well, I've just done the brushes for the upper control arms now. They're all in. Went straight in, no problems at all. And now I'm going to do this. The A-frame ball joint. Now, only one thing to remember with this one. Before you start trying to press it in with anything, make sure you get some slightly longer than normal bolts. Screw them in when it's in the right position. Now I'm just showing you this, I'm not doing it properly for the second, because I'll line it up in a minute. I can't line it up and hold the camera at the same time because you can't see what I'm fucking doing, to be honest. You put it in so it's lined up nicely, so that your bolt holes are lined up before you start trying to press it down. Otherwise, when you get it down to the bottom, you're not going to be able to hold it in place. Because your bolt holes won't line and you will be buggered. The other pain in the bum is if you're going to do something like this, you're going to need a selection of pressing tools of some sort, or a decent massive socket. See, this fits on there, it's a beautiful fit for it, but it won't fit in there with the, oh, it will fit there with the bolts. Wow, I didn't realise that. There we go. Then I bought this, I don't know, I've probably shown it before. I bought that off eBay ages ago. Only a Chinese set of pillars and stuff. Don't know what these bars are like or anything. Never use any of them. They'll come with, they've got bearings on the end of them. But it has got loads and loads of different sizes in here. Under each one there's more, and under these bigger ones you'll find another one and then another one. So you've got 1,000,001 different sizes for pressing stuff in and out. Very handy if you've got a press like this. Not very handy if you haven't. Right, I'm going to get on and waggle this about and then press it in. There it is, all finished. Some new high tensile bolts in there. Hold it all together. Not that they're doing that much most of the time, because this thing is pressed in there so bloody tight. I suppose it's belt and brace, isn't it? The amount of forces you got hanging around there. Right, that's going to be it for today. See you in a second, or it'll be tomorrow or maybe the next day, who knows. 2 springs, about 2/3 coated. That'll do. Can't get to any of the other bits of it. Now, I'm going to have to flick it up the other way when it's all dry and redo it again from the other side so that I get everything covered, because I've missed a few bits. But they're not exactly easy to coat. Anyway, right, I'm going to call it here. I'll change my mind about putting any more on this video. This will do for it. For now, next video will be finishing off the welding on here and doing a bit of welding on the axle as well. Slowly rebuilding the axle. Yeah, and getting on again. Once this back end's back on here, then I can start on the front, as I said before. Yeah, really looking forward to that. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare, I know it. Anyhow, that's me for now. For all those who are still watching, hi, John. Hey, you're probably the only one, mate. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.